Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Torkoal here with another video. Today we got some more VGC 17 battles here on the battle spot with this Torkoal, Oranguru, Trick Room, Sun team that I've been using. These will be the last battles that I have with this team, at least for now. I find it's quite a powerful team. I've had a lot of wins with this team. It's really powerful, really hard to stop as well since Oranguru is so bulky, and he has two weaknesses, I believe, and they're dark and bug, and you don't really see many dark or bug type Pokemon on the battle spot. So all those ghost ones like Mimikyu, they're not, and Marowak, they can't touch. At least with super effective stab, they can't touch Oranguru. So he's just really bulky. You give him the Mental Orb, and he can always get off a Trick Room. So really hard to stop, and just really powerful in general. So I'll go over my final thoughts as we go, and at the end of the video as well, I'll give my final analysis of what I personally think about this team. So we'll get into this first battle. My opponent had a team of Nihilego, Alolan Ninetales, Kartana, Alolan Marowak, Wishy-Washy, and Tapu Lele. So I believe this is the first time I've seen Wishy-Washy. I was hoping he'd bring it just so I could see what it was for, and I was like, well, I definitely got to bring Tapu Lele just to deal with that Wishy-Washy. And he didn't bring it. I was looking at it. Its base stats are incredible when it's in its schooling form. So the Tapu Lele, I was also kind of surprised they didn't bring. But I guess the 4 Pokemon he did bring were pretty good Pokemon as well. They had a good matchup against my team, especially the Pokemon that I brought. So I bring the Alolan Dug Trio because it's got a pretty good matchup. It's definitely going to be able to deal with that Ninetales. Or it's got super effective stab for Ninetales and Nihilego. So it's really nice if he brings a Tapu Lele, I can hit it with an Iron Head. So I don't lead it because it's if I can bring it in late game after some of my opponent's Pokemon have already taken a bunch, not a bunch, but like 70 or 25 to 50% damage, I can just pick up some easy knockouts. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. And I lead Tapu Bulu and Oranguru here just because I feel like it's a pretty safe / strong lead against what my opponent has to offer. And he goes with Alolan Ninetales Nihilego. So this was not what I was expecting at all, because I was like, well, dang, I should have put with Alolan Dug Trio then. But because he could have gone for a Blizzard, but Nihilego wouldn't. Like, I'm immune to Poison and Rock Eye Quad Resist. So I withdraw Tapu Bulu here to go into the Torkoal for 2 reasons. Well, for a lot of reasons. One, I'm expecting a Blizzard, so the Drought is going to take away Blizzard's 100% accuracy. He's not going to be able to freeze me. He's not going to be able to set up Aurora Veil, and I'm going to resist. So Oranguru does avoid. I was hoping it'd be the other way around. I wanted Torkoal to avoid. And he also was for Power Gem. I was actually expecting him to go for like a Poison type move into that slot, but I guess he thought the Blizzard would pick up the knockout. So going to be a nice Trick Room setup for me. And right away, I'm in a pretty good spot because I can, an Eruption Psychic will do lots of damage. But I go for Protector, expecting him to go for a Power Gem into that slot. And I didn't know if he was going to Protect or switch out his Ninetales. He ends up protecting it. And I go for the Psychic into the Nihilego. From what we've seen in past episodes, it's going to do just under 50%. But we do get the special defense drop, which is huge, because that means another Psychic will pick up the knockout. So we do see he did go for the Power Gem into Torkoal. So good Protect on my part. And a good read into the Ninetales. I was expecting Ninetales to actually switch out. I feel like the Protect there was wasted, especially if he was going for the Power Gem. But he's going to switch out his Nihilego here into the Alolan Marowak. I feel like this is a pretty good switch since it was going to go down to another Psychic. So I go for an Eruption here, and Ninetales is just barely going to hold on, and it's not even, or no, it is Focus Sash. So, and I go for the Psychic into the Marowak. So I guess if I went for, I guess even with the special defense drop, it probably would have been better to go for an Eruption Instruct, because that probably would have picked up the knockout on Nihilego, and it would have picked up the knockout on the Ninetales. But I'm still in a good spot, even though I didn't pick up any knockouts and he just got off the Blizzard, because I can still go for an Eruption Instruct now, and I'll still be able to pick up a double knockout. So He's going to go for a protect with Marowak, and he's also going to protect the Ninetales. So you're just kind of trying to stall the Trick Room. This is the second to last turn, so I still will have one more turn after this to be able to get off some free damage. And so I haven't seen his last Pokemon yet. That's what I was saying this whole time. I was like, I need this guy to reveal his last Pokemon, just so I know what to do in that. And I was expecting it to be Tapu Lele, but since you almost always bring your Tapus. And I was thinking, well, maybe he doesn't want to switch it in so that my Psychic from Oranguru isn't going to be boosted even more. So I've just been waiting on that. And here I'm like, okay, well, I wonder what he's going to do with the Ninetales, because this turn in Eruption Instruct is going to be pretty free. Whatever comes in is going to be taking lots of damage because the Grassy Terrain's healed up my health pretty well. So he's going to switch out the Ninetales into the Nihilego. And he's just going to leave the Marowak in. So I get an Eruption off. That is not going to pick up the knockout on Marowak, which is unfortunate, because a single target Eruption might have picked up the knockout on Nihilego. But in the end, Marowak is going to go down, and Nihilego is going to be brought really, really low. So I'm in a really good spot here. The Ninetales is really low. The Nihilego is really low. I'm getting some nice... Torkoal's getting stronger, or his eruptions are getting stronger return thanks to the Grassy Terrain recovery. So I'm in a really good spot because the Psychic will pick up the knockout. And so the Trick Room is going to end, and the grass is going to disappear. And he's going to bring back in Ninetales. I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. You don't want the sun to be up. He's going to set up the hail. If he has it, he can set up an Aurora Veil as well. I don't really know yet. So here at this point, I'm like, well, I don't really need Torkoal anymore. So this is why I don't protect here. I'm like, oh, I'm not even going to bother with Torkoal. I have Salamence in the back there. And so he's going to double target the Torkoal. And here I was like, oh, wow. Because I was thinking about, I could have just gone for a protect Trick Room. But I was just like, I actually thought he was going to double target a Oranguru, so I couldn't set up the Trick Room. But he ends up double targeting the Torkoal, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll just pick up that nice knockout on the Nihilego. And I am in a very nice spot. So, we're going to see the last Pokemon is Kartana. And I was like, oh, crap, I actually forgot about this thing. And I brought in Dugtrio instead of just so I could get some damage. If you go for Protect, I forgot about the Hail. You can tell I'm a little rusty this battle. And his Ninetales also Protect, so like, okay, that's kind of obvious. Not much going on there. And we're going to see Kartana is actually holding a Z Crystal. And that's going to be the Bloom Doom. So if he goes into Dugtrio, I will survive, but I'll be taken out by the Hail. And if he can also take out a Oranguru here with that Bloom Doom, which is what he's going to end up doing. So I thought that was interesting, I guess, for him to go for that into Oranguru. I mean, a regular Leaf Blade probably would have picked up the knockout, but I guess it does guarantee his Beast Boost. So I am in a, there's my focus actually going to break right there. And he's going to take a little bit of damage. And here I'm going to bring back in Tapu Bulu, and I'm in a really bad spot right now. So, I mean, his Leaf Blade is going to be boosted even more. So here I go for Iron Head. I'm just like, I got to take this thing out. I can't let him fire off some blizzards, especially with that freeze opportunity. And here's going to go for Smart Strike. And at +1, I'm like, guys, it's not looking good. So Tapu Bulu is going to go down. I went for Nature's Madness there. Just because Kartana's physical defense is really high. I was like, well, that's probably the best opportunity I'll have to get some damage off. And at this point, I'm in a very bad spot. If I brought, what's his name, Salamence, it's hard to say. Well, if I brought Salamence, I would have had a better chance. Let's say that, because Flamethrower would have most likely one-shot this thing. Plus, if it's Assault Vest. And, I mean, the Ninetales would have been a problem because Ninetales would have outsped me, but... So I go for Rock Slide. I'm just hoping for flinches here. I don't get it. He gets the Leaf Blade off, and that's going to be more enough to pick up the knockout. So I threw that match right there. I guess, or I didn't consider him having Kartana in the back. If I did, I would have won, because I would have preserved Torkoal. So I just like, yeah, I don't need Trick Room. I'll just bring in Doug. That's what I was like. I'm not going to set up Trick Room because Doug Trio can come in. If he has Tapu Lele, I'll be able to take care of the Tapu Lele. If he has Wishy Washy, I have Tapu Bulu. So big mental error, just overlooking that Kartana. And I lost for it. Not too big of a deal. Not too upset about that because I know I pretty much outplayed him. I just made one mistake and one mental mistake because, like, I mean, and that was, I guess, a risky play on his part just because he doubled up in the Torkoal. And if I protected Torkoal, it would have been over. But it is what it is. Not too big of a deal. So we're going to go ahead and move on to this next battle. Well, sorry about that. Alright. So for the next battle, we're going up against Funkystein. He had a Trick Room, a Trick Room team as well. He had a team of Porygon 2, Arcanine, Gigalith, Tapu Fini, Kartana, and Drampa. So this time he decided not to bring the Kartana. And so this is a very interesting team. I actually decided not to bring a Ringaroo here because I'm like, well, if he sets up Trick Room, I'll just bring Drampa and Torkoal, and I'll pretty much win the game off that just because they'll be so slow. Tapu Fini's really picked up a lot of, or really been picked up in popularity. At the beginning, no one ever used Tapu Fini. I thought it was going to be pretty strong. And then when I started playing the game, I never really took a look at its move pool or anything. I actually don't even know why people started running it more. I don't know why they consider it a lot stronger. But just the Misty Terrain is incredibly powerful. But my opponent, I don't know if I said, my opponent had a team of Porygon 2, Arcanine, Gigalith, Tapu Fini, Kartana, and Drampa. Yeah, I believe I already said that. So the Gigalith here, so he also has like a weather terrain team. So gonna be an interesting one. I'm like, I just because Drampa and Torkoal were pretty decent here. So just because I needed be able to change that terrain, so I need Tapu Bulu. I need to be able to change the weather, so I need Torkoal. Drampa's gonna be able to fire off some nice damage, and Salamence is gonna be good to get a nuke off on one of these two specifically, Arcanine and Porygon 2. So I lead Salamence and Tapu Bulu. So I was like, oh yeah, Salamence will be a good lead here. The only thing it'd struggle against would be the Tapu Fini, and Tapu Bulu would be able to deal with that easily with the Assault Vest and with the terrain and everything. So everyone's going to have an ability that goes off here, so we're going to be able to see exactly in what order the speed goes. So Salamence is the fastest, then Arcanine, then Tapu Bulu, then Porygon 2. So very interesting position here. I'll let him set up the Trick Room because, like I said, I didn't bring a Ringaroo, so I can let him set up the Trick Room. He brings in Tapu Fini here. I was actually considering going for a Hornleech into that slot just to get off some damage, and because I was expecting the Arcanine to attack and get some damage off. But I go for Devastating Drake here into Arcanine just to be able to get that nuke off, get off that damage. So he protected and the Misty Terrain's up, so this is gonna be doing all of nothing. He's only gonna be taking 25% plus the 50% reduction from the Misty Terrain, so you're gonna see he takes like 10% damage. So unfortunate, but I do get a Nature's Madness off into the Tapu Fini, so that's gonna be really nice. Just having that bulk cut in half, so it's gonna be a lot easier to take down. He's gonna end up switching it out right away back into Porygon 2. So I guess he just wanted to change that terrain. But the Porygon 2 is dangerous with that special attack boost. So here I go for Draco Meteor, and he misses, and he goes for Will-O-Wisp as well, and I was like, haha. And right when I saw him do that, I was like, oh yeah, the Misty Terrain weakens my Dragon type moves as well. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone for the Draco Meteor right there. So I still got lucky. So here I'm going to switch out Tapu Bulu because I know he's got the Fini. I've got to save him. And I bring in Torkoal here, predicting him to go for some sort of Fire type move into that slot. So I'll resist. And I go for a Flamethrower here into the Porygon just because it's Sun boosted, just to get some damage off on it. And we are going to see Flare Blitz, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's even physical. So I'm going to be taking all of no damage from this. So he's going to take a little bit of recoil. And Porygon's going to go for the Ice Beam here, and I'm like, oh crap, he's not going to set up the Trick Room, is he? So Salamence is going to go down, which is fine. I wasted my Z move, and he has the, like, he already hit the Misty, he already got the Misty Train up, so I'm in big trouble. So here I bring in Drampa instead of the Tapu Bulu, just because Tapu Bulu doesn't really have a good matchup against either of these Pokemon. So he's going to get a Snarl off, which is going to be really clutch for him against these two Pokemon. And Ice Beam is not going to knock out my Drampa, but I am going to get the Berserk boost, which is kind of what I need here to be able to take out these two Pokemon since they're so bulky. So Hyper Voice is going to do quite a bit of damage. If only he didn't get that Snarl off to begin with, that might have picked up the double knockout. But I'm going to feint to Life Orb Recoil, and we're going to see Arcanine's holding the Citrus Berry, which is really bad because it was getting low, really tanky. So I get an Eruption off. That's going to be enough to pick up the knockout on the Porygon too, fortunately, I'd say. So that's only one of his 4 Pokemon down. He's going to bring in Tapu Fini. And here I'm like, okay, well, this is fine because that's actually going to end up letting me change the terrain into the grassy terrain. So I got the advantage here, and my grass type moves will be boosted against that Tapu Fini. So here I protect with Torkoal, since I'm like, oh, he's probably just going to target down that slot. So he goes for Flare Blitz, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be pretty nice because he might feint to recoil. So he barely hangs on. And Tapu Fini goes for Scald into Torkoal. So pretty decent read on my part. And here I go for Stone Edge in the Arcanine since it is the bigger threat. So it does connect, thankfully. And we do pick up that knockout on the Arcanine. So now we get to see what his last Pokemon is. And if it's Kartana, if it's Kartana, I'm in a pretty spot because he does have it's like a triangle. Well, it would be like a 4-way. It'd be like a square, but it's actually the Gigalith. And here I'm like, oh, that's actually really good because my Hornwheat should pick up the one-hit knockout on that thing, and I'll just recover tons and tons of health. So Tapu Fini goes for Scald into Tapu Bulu. So here I'm like, oh, it's choiced. So we do hang on thanks to the Focus Sash, or excuse me, the Assault Vest. And Hornwheat doesn't pick up the knockout. I actually thought Gigalith was ground rock this whole time, and now I find out that it's just rock type. So really unfortunate. And then he goes for the Z move. I'm like, oh, it's going to be Tectonic Rage, but he actually has the rock Z move, Continental something, Continental Crush. That's what it is. And I was like, oh yeah, I haven't seen this one in game. I remember seeing it in the Sun and Moon preview or teasers or trailers or whatever you want to call them. But it's the first time I've seen it in game. So that's definitely going to pick up the knockout. It's most likely a Z Stone Edge. So I'm still in a pretty good spot because of all the health I just sucked back up. But here I'm like, okay, well, I got to be careful of the Tapu Fini tried to knock me out. And it also was probably fishing for that burn. So that burn is going to be a really big deal. And since it's got more health, if I go for the Hornwheat into that slot, I will have the highest chance of surviving. So he goes for Scald again. So he was definitely, unless if he was fishing just for a burn, but I think Dazzling Gleam would have picked up or would be doing more damage, obviously. So I don't think I get the Hornwheat off into the Tapu Fini. So I'm like, okay, I'm in a really good spot. A Stone Edge probably won't knock me out, and I'm just in a really, really, really good spot. And then here I see Gigalith go for Heavy Slam. And the funny thing is, I was on Pokemon Showdown today thinking of a new team that I could make, and someone talked about Gigalith running Heavy Slam, saying it was like 400 kilograms, so it works really well with Heavy Slam. And it just blew my mind, or went past my mind. But this is the first time I've actually battled against a Gigalith, so that's gonna be my learning experience with Gigalith. Now I know that it's most likely going to be carrying Heavy Slam, especially since well, I guess that one wasn't carrying Assault Vest. But it's good in this meta with Tapu's running around, lots of fairies, so don't expect me to make that mistake next time. I will make sure that I take that down, because obviously Tapu Fini was doing nothing to me. So another unfortunate battle. I still feel like in that one I still I don't know if I outplayed my opponent, if my opponent also made some mistakes. But I feel like I played pretty well in that one as well. Just an unfortunate one where I made a mistake, but now I know. Now I know. So if I ever play off against a Gigalith, I will expect it to hold or to have the move Heavy Slam. So that's pretty much it. A very fun. Oh, I guess fun at the beginning, but I will say towards the end, like I feel like I made some of these mistakes just because I was tired of doing the same thing over and over and over and over. The team gets really redundant, so it gets like if you enjoy winning, it's gonna be if you enjoy winning at whatever cost it takes, and you're gonna have a lot of fun with the team. But if you like switching stuff up, if you like thinking about plays, the team is gonna get a little boring for you. So I feel like that's what happened with me. So that's why I got to make it a new team. So it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a doozy. So I should have it ready like Monday. Expect to upload on Monday with the team. It's going to be pretty cool. So thinking of some last minute changes of some problems that I could have. But I really enjoyed this team. Very powerful. Just it's like a special attacking core too. I feel like special attacking is pretty strong in this generation just because there's no intimidate for special attack. So Snarl you can expect to pick up some popularity, some traction towards the end of the season. Since there's just a lot of all the Tapus are except I guess Tapu Koko has higher physical attack, but everyone runs him as a special attacker. Tapu Boo is a physical attacker, but Tapu Lele, Tapu Fini, special attackers. So that's just I don't know. I predict that just because you have to be able to deal with those special attacks. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know what else to say, but fun team. Gonna be retiring it for now. But if you guys get any suggestions for me for a future team, since I'm thinking about it, go ahead and let me know. If you guys want to battle me, also go ahead and let me know. But that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.